Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1991 World Cup final here at Beta Park. I would like you first of all to welcome our special guests this afternoon, representing the British Cycle Speedway Council and the chairman of the Poole Club, Bill Gill and Graham Sutton, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Gill is the chairman of the British Cycle Speedway Council, Graham Sutton the chairman of the Poole Club. Both very distinguished officers in the cycle speedway world. Graham, a former British Cycle Speedway Council chairman himself, of course. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to be in full voice as we introduce the competitors for the 1991 World Cup final. We're going to start with the team that have really put the world into cycle speedway events in recent years. I think this event is something like a 10th anniversary, actually, between the first exchanges between Great Britain and Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Australians. Yes, indeed, led by their team manager, Bob Osborne, as he walks over to their bikes at the end of the track there. Ian Taylor, the number one for Australia, their captain also. The number two, Tony Hurd, of course. Tony, who rode in this country last summer for Wensfield Aces and really developed his racing career over here in England. Next to him, number three, is Neil Toy, former Australian champion and one of their topmost riders, racing over in Great Britain for the third time here in 1991. Number four, Colin Osborne, newly into the senior ranks with the Aussies, as is Jason Croft, who rode extremely well here yesterday afternoon in the Junior World Cup final. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the Australians, and for the first time this afternoon I would like you to rise and pay your respects for the Australian national anthem. Welcome to the riders who are making their first appearance this week and in the World Masters and in this World Cup final. This is their British debut in cycle speedway. A very warm welcome. We hope that it's the first of many exchanges between these two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, will you put your hands together for Holland? Indeed, the Holland team, led by their team manager, Johan Cowardice, a very hard-working member of that setup over there in Holland. These riders have constructed their own circuit. Very hard-working they have all been on that particular project. Not a lot is known about these riders. As I say, they're making their debut here today, but we very much welcome them. And as I call down their names, we hope that they'll be writing their own cycle speedway history, certainly this afternoon, as they did yesterday in the junior final, when they gave a very, very good account of themselves indeed. These are the seniors, led at number one by Roland van Haren. Marco Koenig is number two. Number three is Paul Hendricks, the skipper. John Cowardice lines up at number four, and down there at number five for Holland is Cody Vogel. That is the Dutch team. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to pay your respects this time to the Dutch national anthem. The lineup from the Emerald Isle. I would like you to give another warm welcome, a beta-style welcome for our visitors from Ireland. That team led by their acting team manager, Mr. Harry Glover, another gentleman with a distinguished career in cycle speedway. And as they move up the line, Adam Barsley, a local rider here at Poole, is #1 for the Irish team. Martin Gamble. Martin, of course, the official team manager in a riding capacity today, is helped by Harry as an acting team manager. Another very hard-working member, not just on the track but also off the track. Another most dedicated rider lines up at #3 for Ireland, the dedicated Neil Mason, #3. At #4, making his debut in Irish colours in this World Cup final, Richard Besant. And completing the Irish lineup at #5, Dave Kilroy. Well, of course, as protocol says, we will, of course, play the national anthem for all the Great British teams once we have introduced the remaining teams in the lineup, which will, of course, be God Save the Queen. So don't think that we've skipped over it, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll move on to the next team in the lineup. And I'd like you to put your hands together for the team from Scotland. Yes, the team from Scotland, and they're, of course, led by their team manager, a riding team manager, Ian Middleton, another local rider from down here in Poole, representing his Scottish home. #1 in the Scottish lineup is Dave Tulloch. #2, the skipper of the Scotch team, Jason Burke. Riding at #3, a man who relocated from his Edinburgh home to race here down at Poole in Dorset with the British champions, that's Pete Young. And completing the Scottish side at #5, Richard Hunt. We move on to the boys in the red shirts, the boys from the valleys of Wales. Yes, the Welsh boys led out by their team manager, another riding team manager in John Bryant, a very hard-working member of the Welsh set. And of course, he is a former rider, not of course in racing colours today, of course. #1 for the Welsh team, Darren Busby. Come on, you Welsh boys, I know that you can make a lot of noise around here this afternoon. #2 for Wales, Stuart McCabe. Riding at #3 for Wales, Dave Murphy. The skipper for the Welsh side, and undoubtedly their #1 rider of many years, riding at #4, Colin Simmons. And completing the side for Wales at #5, Gilbert Davis. And now, you England supporters, we want to hear it from you. You're on home territory as you welcome your home team. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, give them a cheer. Here they come, it's England. Well, as they go down, meeting our guests, of course, manager of England, and what a successful managership it's been for him, Pete Barnes, the reigning World Cup holders, and undoubtedly the nation to beat here, firm favourites for this World Cup title here at Beta this afternoon. #1, we've seen him on the telly this week, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Hepworth lines up at #1 for England. The reigning British champion, of course, Martin, and third in last week's World Masters up there in Essex in Thurrock. And next to him, a rider whose credentials need no introduction at #2, Jimmy Varnish, a former World Master himself, a former British champion. Riding at #3, another round of applause I'm sure you'll have for Craig Harcourt. Riding #4, and a very special welcome for the man who won that World Individual Masters title up there in Essex last weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, #4 for England is Dave Hemsley. And to boot, another former British champion in their lineup. What a strong lineup it looks this afternoon, as at #5, will you welcome Tim Snook. And finally, before we move on to our national anthem, will you please welcome a man whose job it is to sort out all these riders this afternoon, and when you see the racing action, you'll see what a difficult job he's got. Your referee this afternoon, Mr. Ken Taylor from Manchester. And now, with all the riders and competitors on the circuit, will you please observe your respect for our own British national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sweden, Henry Glad. Now, accompanying Henry onto the track will be the British Cycle Speedway Council Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Rod Witham. And he has three very special presentations to make. They are very attractive silver salvers, which he is going to present to our travelling teams who have made such a big sacrifice to be with us. We must bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that all these competitors at all levels do make all their own travel arrangements. They have to finance all their travel. And so for these teams to join us from these countries, it does indeed involve exceptional personal sacrifice for them even to be here. So the first one then goes to Henry Glad, and I know that Rod's going to pop up and he's going to make a presentation now to, I think it's going to be Johan first. Yes, Johan. We're going to see them in action in a moment. And when they come out next time, you'll be seeing them one at a time. And so how about another ovation as we see them take to the track, ladies and gentlemen, our visitors from Holland. Now the lads in the green shirts. Ladies and gentlemen, taking to the track for Ireland. Boys go around, team manager comes back to the pits, and now it's the turn for the boys north of the border. Let's hear it for Scotland. As they return to the pits, I want you to be in full voice as you sing your approval for Wales. And finally, at top on the pole, the reigning World Cup holders with British champions and World Masters amongst their ranks. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest ovation I'm sure you will have for your own England. I'm sure we'll get behind these riders this afternoon as they do battle to retain this World Cup trophy here at Beta. Challenge spearheaded by Martin Hepworth, a rider here in Poole colours, the reigning British champion indeed, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, quite pleased as the riders settle down, once they get underway, give them every encouragement. start with in heat number 1, but certainly there's drama plenty right from the word go. We'll give you a official verdict on that one in just 2 seconds. For England is a super win for the Australian. As he crosses the line first in heat number 3, it was Tony Hurds who headed the pack home. For a good one, he gets... The final winner for the Scotland man, Pete Young, of course a resident now down here in Poole, racing for the Poole Club. heat number 5. Accustomed to being in, as he comes over the line, there's another 4 points in the bag for England, and that puts them out in front now, and they take for Holland in the colours of England. There's a rider here with Poole, of course, in the British League, lining up for his country and finally a fine win in heat number 7 as they go past the post. It's when Barnsley first across the line. He's joined by Ian Taylor in hot pursuits for Australia. And second place for him takes again, the referee just asking me to remind you, whilst the riders are settling down, if you could keep as quiet as possible, just to help them concentrate while they're on the route and settling down for these important starts. Once it takes part, they'll do these to make contact with the life and cheer them on. Just bear with us for those 2 seconds. There's another race win for England in the shape of Craig Harcourt. First across the line to collect the checkered flag for them. Tim Flood, who's been off the left hand from Tony Hurd. And again, it's 4 points in the bag for England. Moves now up to 23 points and still they've got their nose in. Was an unfortunate end to heat number 10 as well as going across the line in fourth place with a badly twisted wheel there. You can hear as he goes back round, but it's a race win for the Welshman in the shape of Gilbert Davis as he crosses the line, and that's a good bonus for the Welsh lads. That takes their total up to 18 points. That's just what they need at this stage of the competition. The second place off the Group 1. Brits as they go across the line in the shape of Martin Hepworth. Martin Hepworth. From the rear of the field to take the front, and indeed certainly fabulous styles for Jimmy Rice. Again, no stranger to the Baker circuit from his home up in. Daniel's been a pair of good as Martin Gamble crosses the line in first place in heat number 13, and that puts them on 24 points and moves them up into a joint second place position with one. great win for Craig Harper. Excellent race in heat number 16 to get the second half underway, and that was Ian Wilson who crossed the line first in. Two races for the prize in one there as they go across the line. That time in heat number 17, Jimmy Garnish crosses the line first. The England skipper takes 4 more points for England, and that takes. Martin Hepworth goes across the line first for England. An excellent race, and again. Clearly the referee didn't see something or certainly he wasn't happy with. In heat number 20, they got away from the line. One of the whistle is enough to stop those riders and bring them back to the start and restart the orders with all 4 riders. his third race win of the afternoon in heat number 20, as he races ahead there to take the checkered flag. And that puts England on 51 points. And to 35 points and much needed points out of the bag for them. In the second place, representing Australia, it was Ian Taylor, who moved their total up to 35, whilst the third place for the Welshman, Colin Simmons. Well, just behind the pause there for Tony Hurd as he inflicts only chase there for that second and third spot in heat number 23. It was Martin Hepworth who crossed the line first for England and took the checkered flag. And getting the better of that tussle out there behind him with Alan Barnsley. He takes second place for Ireland.
Last member down the bottom of the
Again, some last minute nerves there, just getting the better of a couple of riders there, a little bit of movement on the starting area, and you can see the tension beginning to mount in this battle for all sorts of trouble there in that heat as two riders come to grief in very uncertain terms. In fact, it was three riders. Ryan Gamble seems to have taken a nasty knock in the Ireland shirt there, but he's back up on his feet. All three of them managed to bounce back. They made a tough start, these cycle Speedway riders, and no doubt that they'll dust themselves down and they're eligible for them to come back to the restart. first place, and that takes the Scottish total now up to 42 points. And we're just going to start with the referee to get the final placings in Heat 25. Going on at the front there between the Welsh and the Scots, and we saw Pete Gunn cross the line first, and that indeed is the way it finished. He finished in first place. A second place there for the Welshman in the shape of Colin Simmons as he crossed the line in second place. And the referee's verdict is that Tony Hurd did finish in heat number 25. He picks up a third place ahead of the Irishman Richard Bessels. For England as they cross the line first, but an important second place for Wales in the shape of Darren Busby. That time he takes the Welsh total up to 46, and they were currently in second place, and they still are. Great battle there for Craig Parker, trying to come through the field to getting a race win, but he's thwarted in his efforts because it's a win for the Ireland man, Neil Mason, as he crosses the line, and much needed points for Ireland. That's exactly what they want. fabulous ride for that rider. World Master is certainly showing his class here today at Beta with another race win and going through his race card with a faultless maximum from his 4 races. He's taken 4 race wins and takes the England total up to 70 points.
Improved, haven't they, the last year?
Second place for Will Bosley, he's leading the 30, third place in 1991 World Cup final. The official result then is a win for Tim Snook in the colours of England. It takes them up to 74 points to secure them overall victory. 76 is the total for England. It secures them overall victory in 1991 World Cup final. The second place for Ireland's Adam Barnsley gives them 3rd overall in the competition. Third place. Cycle Speedway Council, Mr. Bill Gill. They are going to make the presentations for all of the competitors this afternoon, but of course there's one very important presentation they're going to make first, and that is to the man who made all those decisions and coped so well with today's match and kept in control. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to show your appreciation for the man who did each of those races so well, Mr. Ken Taylor, the referee. Final. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to give a very, very special welcome to the team that finished in 6th place. They did extremely well in the junior. Clearly they've got a little way to go in the senior, but I'm sure they're going to be here in a few years' time competing with gusto in the senior final. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome back onto the track the riders from Holland, accompanied by the team manager John Cowardice as he leads his team proudly back onto the track. Roland Van Haren, the number 1, is the first in the line. And he'll be the next one to collect his award. Score of 7 points in the cup final this afternoon. Marco Honig is to come up to get his award. Paul Hendricks, next man up for Holland. John Cowardice, the skipper of the Holland team, to get his award next. And Cody Vogel, the team that travelled halfway across the world to be with us. 10 years we've been exchanging our matches between this country and theirs. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our furthest travellers this afternoon, Australia. Accompanied by their team manager Bob Osborne as he comes up to pick up his award. Ian Taylor is the first man up.
We've never done this before. Turn around a bit more. That's it.
Tony Hurd, a young man that knows all about British Cycle Speedway. He rode a season here for the Wensfield Aces last year. Neil Toy, it's his 3rd visit over to the UK. Not a good day for Neil today. I think he wrecked 2 wheels in the process of today's match. Colin Osborne, the youngster with a promising future in Australian colours, gets his award, and likewise Jason Croft too, another promising young Australian junior rider, making it up into the senior ranks today. And now we move on to the lads in blue, the team that finished in 4th place. They were in contention right up to the last moment. A very, very even battle it was, I'm sure you'll all agree, as you show your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, for Scotland. Pete Young on this occasion is the first man up. Our own Pete Young from Poole, of course, racing here with the British Champions team in the British League. He receives his award. Dave Tullock goes up to collect his award for Scotland in a memory of the World Cup final. Jason Burke. Young Richard Hunt to collect his award in his World Cup final debut for the Scots. And finally Ian Middleton, a checkered cup final for Ian as he collects his award, a hard riding and working team manager in all rolled into one for the Scots here this afternoon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the team that battled their way into third position here this afternoon, led by their acting team manager who's done extremely well for them. Ladies and gentlemen, the team that finished in third place, Ireland. I've got my own reasons for being particularly pleased with the Irish finishing in third place here today. A delightful result for the Irish as Harry goes away with his award. Adam Bardsley, of course, gets his next, playing a key role for the Irish of late. Martin Gamble. Now, I understand from Martin that in fact that this may well be his swan song and could well see the end to a very, very successful career for Martin Gamble. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as Martin gets his award, we wish Martin the very best. Neil Mason was the rider there, just collecting his award. Richard Besson making his debut for Ireland in this World Cup final, takes his award. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that as he goes back home. And likewise Dave Kilroy, another Irish performance for Dave, a real stalwart in the Irish camp, and he gets award and goes back to his place. And we move on to the team that finished in second place, and hotly tipped they were to be the strongest threat to England here this afternoon, and indeed they were that. They held that second place for much of the match. They came under fierce fire, but ladies and gentlemen, what about these lads? The lads from Wales! When have you ever seen a smile like that on John Bryant's face, except in the World Cup final when they've come second? Absolutely delighted he is as he comes up to collect his award. And again, the Welsh lads have seen their moments of victory. On occasions they've managed to overcome the challenge of England to take the occasional test match from their grasp, and having always competed very, very strongly in international competition. Great to see the Welsh boys here in second place today. Colin Simmons gets his award. Top Welsh rider, has been for years, always there or thereabouts in the Welsh colours. Darren Busby takes his award. Stuart McCabe is next. I think it's going to be Dave Murphy to come up to collect his award.
Turn yourself tight. Goes that way, but there you go.
And finally Gilbert Davis as he comes up to collect his award for Wales, the runners-up in the 1991 World Cup final. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, what about the biggest ovation of all for these lads as they come out on their bikes, as they should. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1991 World Cup winners in Cycle Speedway. They've defended their title. How about England? Led out onto the track by Martin Hepworth. Craig Harcourt, the world master. Dave Hemsley is the third man out. Tim Snook at number 5 is in the 4th position in the line. And Jimmy Varnish bringing up the rear. What about Pete Barnes in the middle to collect his award too? A successful day for the England team defending their World Cup title. They came here as favourites. How well they've raced. They absolutely dominated this competition this afternoon. and so they should. An excellent team of I think Craig Harcourt might be next to come up, and we're going to line them up on the track for you. Dave Hemsley, the World Master, to collect his award on behalf of the England World Cup squad. Tim Snook rode at number 5, former British champion himself. He collects his award ahead of the skipper of the side. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of England is to take the cup. World Cup winners, England, and Jimmy Varnish is going to hold the cup up for you. What a magnificent trophy that is. The World Cup winners, 1991. And that's a pretty proud face on Jimmy Varnish as he holds that cup aloft.
That's right, Jim. Don't matter about that. You've won it.
And I think if you can manage to lift it and hold the bike at the same time, we'll get you to cheer them around the track then. So let's everybody, let's hear it for England as they take the trophy around the track. That's worth a lap, I'm sure. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, 1991 World Cup winners. Keep that applause going as they come round. An excellent event this afternoon. So, riders, if you'd like to leave the circuit, we all thank you for your excellent display this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the 1991 World Cup final. It's going to be 2 years before we see another World Cup, and that's going to be in Australia. And I hope very much that we will be able to do this all again for you very soon. Don't forget, of course, that the Poole Comets race down here at Beta on Sunday afternoons throughout the summer. Come back and see us soon. We hope tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. So there's a little bonus for you. If you jot that one down, perhaps pop back and give the youngsters some encouragement here tomorrow evening at 7. Young Sweden versus Young Poole here at Beta Park.
Shut your eyes.
Girl, you make my dreams come true.
Shut your eyes.
You make my dreams come true.
1, 2, 3. Do it again.
All the things you
Shut your eyes. 1, 2, 3.
show you the way I feel. She was a Christian, inspiration,
Thank you. It went very well, to be kind. I thought that you should have been included in the team, but there you go. I mean, we dropped a few points. If you would have been in the team, then we wouldn't have.
Well, there was at that point against Jimmy Varnish, having beaten him down here a couple of weeks ago at Poole. One of those things.
Well, this is it. I mean, I thought you would have been much preferred over Jimmy because you did beat him in the All England Force final. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, we would have had a much stronger side had you been included.
Oh, that's very true. But say yes to sailor be, that's his life, as they say. So I will live to ride another day.
Have you got any Scottish, Irish, or Welsh, or maybe Dutch or anything descendancies?
Probably not. No. Not English roots.
Well, you look Irish.
I do look a flip.
Bika Bika Sun Sika, when will we see you again?